Hey, super legends, superheroes, and superstars. Welcome to another edition of Hot Hire. We are live. So we're live on YouTube, live on Facebook, and live on LinkedIn. And I've got a special guest today. So this gentleman, this legend, a super legend, we met several years ago. And what really stood out for me was that he was like, you know, when you just meet people and they've got that X factor. So he's a really good communicator. He was very charismatic, very engaging, and dressed to the nines. So I'm going to get him out in a short minute. So there's about a 20-second delay. So let me know in the comments where you are watching from around the world. Give me some love. Light up that chat screen like it's 1999. I love the fire emoji. And if you've got any dad jokes as well, please drop them in. So without any further ado, I want to give a massive warm welcome to LEE FUREY. How are you, buddy?
Hi, mate. Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here.
Oh, man, the honor is all mine. So I'm really excited about today. So what I want to know is about, you know, your career journey, and because you're in sales, now you're in recruitment, and I want to find out what motivates you, what drives you, and how you help your candidates and your clients. So do you want to give us a little rundown about you, about your background?
Originally from the motherland, like yourself, and then went to Spain, finished off sort of college there, and I guess I've travelled my way to Australia, which was never a plan, and I've been here now for 10 years. It's been a journey. It all started off, I guess, probably in Spain in regards to sales, from me and a friend doing a window cleaning business that we then sold to his dad, renovating mopeds as well and selling them on, again with a friend. So there's a sort of big call for that in Spain, and then sort of doing the sales thing in Spain with aircon and within the construction industry, and sort of selling packages as such, and again on the phones, and then there was a break traveling for a few years, picking up more sort of hospitality jobs, but I guess some people would still say they're a sales, customer service focus, upselling in a restaurant and those bits and pieces, and then meeting yourself, getting talked into recruitment.
I don't want any trouble.
And then it's been a roller coaster in recruitment, which is, I guess, some people don't see it as sales, but a good friend of mine, Richard, explained it to me. He says it is only sales. You're selling your services to the candidates, but you're also selling to the clients. There's a lot of sales out there that is only one way. You're just selling a product to someone.
Yeah.
Where in recruitment, you got to sell why you're different to other companies, and I guess why clients should use you, but why also candidates should choose to work with you. Because without the candidates, what have we got? We've got nothing.
Yeah.
So
I
remember Russell said on LinkedIn once, it was if you look after your candidates and you look after your staff, they'll look after your business.
Oh, I love that.
And that's one thing that I think is a difference. If you have your level of integrity with everyone across the board, then everyone knows where they stand. So it started out as a trainee and now it's recruitment manager.
Love that. All right, I'm going to touch on that in a minute. So I remember, like, when I was in recruitment, when I first got into it, and I was very much about relationships, and like similar to you, someone said to me, Dre, yeah, it's great that you're building relationships, but yes, this is a sales job, so it's all about exactly what you're saying, like selling to the candidate and also like selling to like the client as well. So it's I believe that lots of people don't realize that it is actually a sales job. So tell me about recruitment management. So getting into recruitment and then working your way up, and you know, what's the market and like that you look after?
I've only ever done a sort of a blue collar trades and labour desk around Brisbane, southeast Queensland, sort of taking care of anything from Caboolture down to Beenleigh, Yatala area, and out towards Toowoomba. So my journey started as a trainee, and I was shown the ropes. I was given a stint in white collar, and I pulled the pin pretty much. I was like, this isn't for me. All this reading resumes and jazzing them up, this just isn't me. I need to be on the phone. If I wanted to do this much writing, I would have chose to be an author. Do you know what I mean? It's just not me. I need to be on the phone, proactive as well as reactive. And I pretty much pulled the pin. I said it to sort of my mentor and trainer at the time, Richard Kerr at Your Trades, that I was like, this isn't for me. This isn't what you sold me in the interview. I'm pulling the pin. And he was like, right, give me a day. I'll see what I can do. And a day later, he spoke to the owner and he was like, right, we're not accepting your resignation, basically. You're going to come and do a blue collar desk with me in the trades and labour. And that was at the expense of someone else that was doing that role. They got let go, which was an awkward time especially around the Christmas party period. And then from there, it just grew. The desk grew, and again, the person I was working with, he moved on to other things, and I basically got pushed into the role from trainee, recruiter, senior to recruitment manager of Brisbane in a very short space of time, because it was a case of, well, you're here, you know how to do it, it's yours now, you're in charge of Brisbane. And along came with that with responsibilities, taking interviews, hiring and firing you internally, which is, I guess, a bit different to guys that come and go as casual workers. So it was a bit of a change, and sort of embraced it and went with it. And now I'm here at York Consulting, been here for 3 years now. So every day is champagne and razor blades, I guess, as it is in recruitment.
All right, I love that. I love that term. So if we take a step back, so why do you think they wanted to take you on into that role?
I guess they just saw something in me that they wanted to sort of express, open up, delve into, exploit.
What do you think?
There was something there that they saw, and that they went like, no, this isn't happening. Like, you're staying, you are still working here. So it was a bit of a change in conversation from going home to the missus saying, no, I've had enough, this is it. And at the time we had we'd only just had a child, and that was one of the reasons why I took another job, was to get that stability. But conversation soon changed within one night of, oh, actually, I'm staying, I'm going to be doing this. And my partner, bless her, she was like, okay, if that's what it is, that's what it is.
Yeah. All right. And the champagne and razor blades. So I know what that means. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about the roller coaster of recruitment?
I guess the one that sums it up and is a perfect example of it, I think, in a trades and labour blue collar desk is there's one phone call you get at 9 o'clock that's a client saying, yeah, you've won the tender process, this is a tier 1 builder, national builder, you're going to have this $120 project, and it's all yours. We can't wait to, I guess, see what you're about as a company and utilise your services. And then you're sort of celebrating that, and then 5 minutes later you get a phone call, oh, I've been injured, I've done something, I'm going to be out for 6 months. And you're just like, are you kidding me? Are you serious? And then the next minute you're in a waiting room in a hospital for 4 hours waiting for one of your labourers to be seen to, and you're just like, I want a client on today, but I'm actually sat in hospital, so this is going really well.
Man, do you know what? It sounds like an emotional roller coaster.
And you have it in the white collar as well. You know yourself from your days at someone's like, yeah, the client's like, yeah, I want to accept it. We want to take him on. We're going to accept that offer and that. And then you go back to the candidate that you thought was just wanted that role, and you speak to him and he's like, no, actually, I'm taking someone else. And you're like, whoa.
Yeah. Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you tell me? Yeah.
Where was the honesty? I thought we had an open line of communication. we did discuss that in the interview. Remember that open line of communication? It's just been completely forgotten about.
Yeah, you're dead to me now. You're dead to me.
Yeah.
So how do you?
It's out of your it's out of your scope, basically. What you just got to sit there and go, what more can I do here? There isn't, and you've got to accept that, unfortunately.
So it's part of the game.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. All right. So tell me about. Do you have like a morning routine or like an evening routine? You know, do you like coffee? Do you go like meditate? Do you go to the gym? You know, take your little one to school or anything like that?
No, my morning session is normally I get up around sort of about that 5:30. I guess there's one thing that probably sets me and us at York apart from others out there is that I sort of touch base with all of my candidates in the morning, make sure they're on their way, there's no dramas. I sort of say to new clients is that unfortunately get let down. It's the nature of the industry. Well, I'd rather let you know at 5:30 in the morning that someone's a replacement is running late than you tell me at 7:30 when no one showed up.
Yes.
So it's just those little customer service things that set you apart. But at the same time, I'm doing that. I'm making one Weetabix with sugar and strawberry jam on it to suit a 5-year-old at a time. That is wanting poached eggs. that isn't going to happen. And it's just setting yourself up for the day. I'm not a breakfast person. I wouldn't say I'm not a morning person. It's got no issues to me getting up early. But yeah, just catching up on probably football from back home. It's a time that you can watch games at that time in the morning. So I'm up already watching it. So that's one thing. And probably just reading through a few articles, see where things are at. And then off to work. Day starts in the office about 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Yeah. All right. And then do you have like an evening routine, or is it, just sort of like put your little one to bed, like wind down, prepare for the next day?
I get winding down. The phone never stops. The phone's always near you. It's never a job that you can sort of leave. So there's always a phone call to be taken or to be had, depending on where someone's at and what they need. So it's probably winding down for myself, which would involve cooking.
Yeah.
The missus is definitely lucky there. I'm definitely the chef in the house. It's definitely something that I wind down to. I enjoy, and I guess that's my meditation.
Awesome. All right. So what drives you? So what motivates you? What drives you? And what's next for you? And what's next for your consulting?
What drives me? Someone once said that, and I think it's quite good, is that when you're raising a child, you're not raising your child, you're raising your grandchild. And when you look at a little 5-year-old who asks every question and doesn't understand the word no, it's you've got to set an example and lead by example. And I'm a strong believer in it's sort of black and white. You can't practice what you preach. In that you've got to lead by example. You can't say one thing and then not do the other. But I think that's probably one thing is when you've got a little one to look after, and I guess life's pretty good, mate. Yeah. Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
let's not forget that. And I guess for us at York Consulting, we're doing well. We're kicking goals, especially in that trades and labour industry. That is a tough one to be in, especially with the candidate shortage that's in the market at the moment. But it's adapting to the market. What works now might not work in 5 years' time. It'd be completely different. But I guess how people were doing recruitment in 10 years ago isn't how they're doing it now.
Yeah.
people are faxing through their timesheet. I mean, we're doing it online now.
Facts. I haven't heard that word for
If the fax
years.
machine broke, we were in a jam.
Literally, yeah.
And now we just go outside if we haven't got phone signal. So that's the difference in how we're changing and adapting to the current climate.
I love that. All right. So, do you have any advice for anyone that wants to, get into sales or get into recruitment? What would be your advice? Don't do it. Don't do it.
If you know someone that wants to get into recruitment, they're pretty hard to find. But yeah, I think it's handling the rejection. A lot of people don't want to do the sales because there's always going to be someone in that sales office that is that in your face, the way I do it is the way it should be done, and shouting at the rooftops. And yeah, that works, but that works for some people. It doesn't work for everyone. But you've got to be accepting of other people's personalities, the way they like to work, and go into something with a mindset of don't fear the rejection. That's why a lot of people won't change industries or change business or take that leap, because they're like, oh, what if I fail? Well, did you fail or did you learn how to do it better next time?
You either win or learn. I love that.
Yeah, you didn't do it right this time, but you learned how to do it next time. Some people get too stuck on, oh, but I didn't do it right. Yeah, but we've learned. That is, if you can learn from it, you can learn and take something away from it, then you're going to be better off.
I love that. All right, just a couple more questions. So if anyone wants to get hold of you, what's the best way to do that?
LinkedIn is definitely a platform for a lot of professionals now. So just LEE FUREY, FUIIIIIRRREEEEEE. I've been mistaken for a great boxer that's around at the moment, but unfortunately I am nothing to do with him. So definitely on LinkedIn, and yeah, yorkconsulting.com.au. All our details on there. We've got a presence on the Sunshine Coast, Gold Coast, and in Brisbane. So they're the main ways.
Brilliant. And you said that there's a candidate shortage at the moment. What sort of candidates are you looking for?
Well, trades and labour, we're always dealing with tradesmen, chippies, sparkies, plumbers, anything that gets put on the building site, basically. Our bread and butter is your general labourers, ticketed labourers. There's no role that can't be filled, even without the experience. There's always something that someone can use to and get their foot in the door, and that's definitely something that we feel strongly about here. But yeah, there's just a shortage everywhere. I speak to friends that are doing perm recruitment in different sectors, and everyone's saying the same thing, whether it's IT, it's construction, it's hospitality, it's the medical practitioners. There just seems to be a shortage everywhere. So the candidates know that as well, so that they are on the front foot with requests as such.
Yeah.
So it's a change in industry, but you've got to adapt to it.
Oh, brilliant. Very last question. Is there anything that you would like to leave the audience with? Anything at all?
Well, I know you love a dad joke.
Oh, I love a dad joke. Yeah.
And I'm not sure if you've heard this one or if you know this one, but why can't a leopard hide?
I don't think I know this. Why can't a leopard hide?
Because he's always spotted.
Oh, no. How did I not get that? How did I not get that? Lee, I just want to say a massive, huge thank you to you, and also for catching up. Just keep doing what you're doing. I love who you are as a person. I love the honesty, the integrity, and the journey that you've been on, man. So I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, and thank you to you for getting me into recruitment.
Are you sure? Are you sure about that?
Nah. No one says thank you in recruitment.
Thanks, mate.
Nice one. Cheers, mate.